There's nobody here.
What?
But we all heard it.
Yes, the terrible laughter, I heard it too.
It seemed to go into Jekyll's laboratory.
What?
The door! It's locked! Locked? That doesn't make any sense.
It just went through.
Who's in there? Answer me! Who's in there?
Who's in there?
Good evening, everybody. I didn't know that I had guests.
Henry.
Jekyll.
Henry.
I believe if I'd known you were here, I would have joined you much sooner. And Madame Troupe, what a pleasant surprise.
You keep your guests waiting in a volatile atmosphere. Perhaps you should learn to lock your doors.
I apologize. I'll talk to Pauline about that immediately. In any case, I'm glad to see you. Have you been here long?
Diana and I were just coming from...
We were on our way home from MGM Studios. I just saw Delilah on in the living room, so I decided to drop by. Besides, I shot that love scene today and I was feeling quite amorous, but you weren't there when we called.
James, my old friend. Good to see you. It's been too long.
Yes, it has, Henry, but who wins it?
And Charlie Utterson. Glad you're here. Why wasn't I told that I had visitors? Pauline must be getting her together. She's usually reliable, so I can't imagine why she didn't inform me that all of you were here.
You're right, sir.
Yes. Pauline, why wasn't I told that I had guests?
What, sir? I thought you were out.
Out? What made you think I'd gone out?
Well, I came in here and checked in your laboratory, but you weren't there.
Pauline, you know I was in the office the whole day working on research, and I hate to keep guests waiting. You should have told me.
But, sir, I distinctly remember you leaving.
Pauline, you're wrong. It's obvious that you don't remember.
Of course, sir. You're right. It was my mistake.
Did anyone else stop by that you forgot to tell me about?
Hey, Mr. Richard, anything.
And the reporter. I don't know him personally.
My cousin. He came by to look for me.
Well, then I'm sorry I missed him.
It's better you did. I don't want him around.
You can't blame him for wishing, sweetheart. You're not. In the future, Pauline, always make sure if I'm in the lab when guests arrive.
Yes, sir. It was my mistake.
That will be all, Pauline.
Yes, sir. You mean to say you've been in your lab this entire time? I still want you to work on that anti-wrinkle potion just for me. It'll be my secret weapon. It'll make movies for 100 years. So who's that creep in there with you?
No one. I was alone.
Oh, come on. Spill it. We all saw someone go in there not 5 minutes ago.
No, I told you that. I was alone. You're just all nerves.
But we distinctly heard that door slam.
And the strangest cackle. Perhaps another one of your obedient servants.
You must be mistaken.
No. We all heard it, Henry. That's why I was banging on the door.
James, my old friend. Don't tell me you're having hallucinations these days. You've always accused me of being eccentric. Maybe you're the one going bonkers. You know that. Lanyon and I, although the closest of friends, have never been able to agree on a single thing.
I've always been skeptical in his ways. He works too hard. He's right, you know. If you persist in devoting all your time to your work, you'll crack up.
All work and no play. There's really no good in it. That's why I lost my old fingers. God bless his soul.
But work is my hobby.
Experimenting with the most useless and crazy formulas. It's amazing your laboratory has an LPA bomb.
I'm not a novice. You know that, then. Besides, I heard today that Albert Einstein has expressed interest in meeting with me to discuss different theories on the source of evil.
Einstein, you say? Well, if you ask me, Henry, I think he's just another kook. Be careful.
That's a matter of opinion, Lanyon.
I'm using all my influences to divert his attention to the more happier, calming things in life. You know, meditation, relaxation, horticulture. I can't help it. I love flowers and Henry has a natural green thumb.
Really? Gardening? You know, I used to be an amateur gardener myself. I grew some mean tomatoes. They were plump, ripe, and juicy.
Well, you should see Henry's flowers. They're just beautiful. Probably because he uses some of his special potions in the soil.
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on. I'll give you the garden tour in the ditch on Ava Gardner.
Oh, well, Have the marriage as hard as latest gossip.
Coming, Mother?
Might as well. But we can't stay for too long. It's almost my bedtime. Good night, Dr. Jekyll. Congratulations on your recent success.
Thank you. Sit down. You look tense. What's on your mind? Something up with the accounts?
Indirectly, it's about your will.
What about it?
You recently inserted an addendum that in any case of your disappearance or absence for any period of time exceeding 2 months, all of your possessions would pass in the hands of one Edward Hyde,
Who was to step into my shoes without any taxing or obligatory payments and a few small sums to different members of the household. Utterson. It's important to me that Pauline continue on here if she pleases, or be given enough means to retire to a peaceful and happy life. She's special to me, as I've made clear to you. It seems like you have it all right, friend. Why do we need to go over this anymore?
well, it seemed madness to me at the time. I understand that you got with Pauline. She's been with you for years. But this Hyde,
You're going to have to trust my judgment and my wishes. End of story. Just make sure the will document is airtight. That's why I hired you.
but Henry, I've been hearing these things about Hyde,
What do you think you know?
that he's no better than a foot.
Don't flip your wig out. Let's just agree to drop this. Here and now.
But what I've heard, it's unforgivable. Henry, I'm telling you this as your friend.
We are friends, Utterson. Don't change that by trying to tell me what to do.
But Henry, if you know he's a creep, get rid of him.
Cool down. There's one thing I want you to understand clearly. I take a very personal interest in Mr. Hyde. And if I am no longer here, I want you to promise me that you hand over all my accounts and possessions to him, with no strings. As my attorney, you are bound to do this. But as my friend, you will do it because I've asked. Capiche? Very well. Thank you. I knew you would.
I hope I'm not intruding.
No, we're done.
You must see the roses in the moonlight, Mr. Utterson. I came back for you. Besides, Lanyon's convinced my mother to wear some flowers in her hair, and he's done the same.
It sounds like Lanyon. He's right. But I have some important paperwork I need to finalize tonight. Good night.
I'm counting on you.
I won't fail you.
Should we go play in the flowers with the others?
No. Let Lanyon discuss the proper way of growing tomatoes with mother. It'll give us a chance to talk.
I'm grateful for the chance. How did I become such a lucky man? Pinch me.
Let me remind you how it happened. I watched you shaking hands with my producer, and I fell for his stern, guarded manner. Since I enjoyed stirring up trouble, I learned you into my wit and charm. And here we are now, hopelessly in love. I've got you all tied up in my apron strings, and you like it.
That's exactly what happened. And you taught me how to laugh.
I've never had anyone kiss me the way you do here. Dr. Lanyon is very fond of you.
What makes you think so?
Just the way he talks about it. He was just telling Mother how proud he is of your recent acknowledgement.
He's cautiously fond. He's never quite approved of me. We used to argue so violently that if we hadn't been good friends, it would have come to fists.
Didn't he help you pass your medical exams? You must have agreed on some things.
Well, never on the subject of science. One of my pet theories over a period of many years is that every man possesses a dual nature. Lanyon always dismissed my theory as what he'd like to call scientific balderdash.
And what about you? Do you believe that there are two natures